For inspiring stories, real talk, from health and wellness to career and relationship, we explore it all. Meet your host, the Radio Gem, and other women on Women Corner every Wednesday, 8 to 9 p.m., where sisterhood meets support. It promises to elevate your mind, and most importantly, it's gonna be fun. Follow us on our social media platforms: Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, X, all at Radio Afinju. Keep a date with us on Women Corner every Wednesday, 8 to 9 p.m.
on Radio Afinju.
Life no get duplicate.
Na so ẹ̀mí ò láàárọ̀ o.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni.
Tẹ́ jẹ́jẹ́ o.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni o. Make you take am easy.
Na so o.
Radio Afinju says if you drink, don't drive. If you drive, don't drink.
Tẹ́ jẹ́jẹ́ o.
Make you take am easy.
Na so o.
This awareness is brought to you by Radio Afinju.
Má kọ̀yìn síbi ayé kọjú sí ọ̀rẹ́ wa. Rédíò Àfẹ́jú láyé ń tẹ̀lé báyìí.
Wherever you're listening or watching Radio Afinju, the time is 3 p.m.
First, a look at the highlights. TCN repairs 13 vandalized transmission towers, restores power to Bayelsa. Warrant of arrest issued for former Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe Governor Gono over fraud case. Teen arrested over New York subway train joyride. Good afternoon and welcome to the World News on Radio Afinju. My name is Pearl Durotoye. The news in detail. The Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, has repaired 13 of the 16 transmission towers vandalized along the Ahoada-Yenagoa 132 kV line. This is according to a post on the company's X handle today. The development was revealed by TCN's Port Harcourt General Manager, Emmanuel Akpa, during a meeting with Bayelsa state officials. Akpa highlighted the severe impact of the vandalism on electricity supply and TCN's finances, urging greater collaboration with state and community leaders for infrastructure protection. To enhance security, TCN has enlisted a local vigilante group, leading to the arrest of 2 suspects involved in the vandalism. Assistant General Manager Benneth Ezimobi stressed the need for safety during ongoing repairs. In response, Bayelsa's secretary to the state government, Nimibofa Ayawe, pledged to increase security measures, including personnel deployment and surveillance technology. Additionally, TCN and Bayelsa State will establish a new work center in Yenagoa to improve power transmission and reduce future outages. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, will deploy over 5,000 bimodal voter accreditation systems, BVAS, and other sensitive materials to the 18 local government areas of Edo State ahead of the governorship elections scheduled for Saturday. Sensitive items like ballot papers and results sheets were secured in storage after arriving in Edo on Wednesday. As the 17 political parties conclude their campaigns today, leading candidates include Senator Monday Okpebolo, APC, Asue Yodalo, PDP, and Olumide Akpata, Labour Party. INEC aims for a smooth electoral process across 4,519 polling units and 211 collation centers, with plans to deploy over 18,000 ad hoc staff to assist at the polls and are overseeing the transport of election materials to ensure accountability. To enhance security, the Nigeria Police Force will deploy an additional 8,000 personnel, joining 35,000 already in place. Advanced equipment, including drones and helicopters, will be used to ensure safety during the election, led by DIG Frank Mba. The Court of Appeal in Abuja has approved an out-of-court settlement regarding former Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Samuel Nkanu Walter Onogen's appeal against his removal. This decision came after both the federal government and Onogen indicated progress in discussions aimed at resolving their disputes amicably. Onogen was removed by former President Muhammadu Buhari in 2019 amid charges at the Code of Conduct Tribunal. During the proceedings, his lawyer, Ogu James Onoja, requested a 1-month adjournment to finalize settlement discussions, a request supported by federal government counsel Tijani Ghazali. Justice J.O. Oyewole directed both parties to document their terms of settlement before the next court date set for November 4. Onogen was previously found guilty of false asset declaration and ordered to forfeit undeclared assets, but he did not attend the hearing where he seeks to overturn the tribunal's judgment. Three suspected Yoruba Nation's agitators were paraded by the Osun State Police on Wednesday for allegedly promoting a secession agenda. The suspects, Fagbuyi Oluwafemi, 61 years, Joy Fasheyeku, 63 years, and Alabede Janet, 64 years, were arrested at Obada Market in Ikire, where they were advocating for support of the Yoruba Nation. According to a statement from the acting public relations officer of the police command, Emmanuel Giwa Alade, the suspects were found with an Oodua Nation flag, a tripod, a megaphone, 2 mobile phones, handbills, and a cap inscribed with Yoruba Nation. Oluwafemi was initially detained on August 27 while addressing market traders, urging them to reject their allegiance to Nigeria. He claimed that the entity known as Nigeria ceased to exist in 2014 after a century of amalgamation. Following his arrest, the case was transferred to the State Criminal Investigation Department. Investigations led to the subsequent arrest of Fasheyeku and Janet in Oshogbo and Ikire, respectively. The police have completed their investigation and the suspects have been charged in Federal High Court. A 35-year-old woman, Olayinka Akinware, and 29-year-old Tunji Adeshino have been remanded in custody by an Iyaganku Chief Magistrate's Court in Ibadan for allegedly using dogs to obstruct police from arresting a suspect. They will remain at the Abolongo Correctional Facility pending legal advice from the Directorate of Public Prosecution, DPP. Presiding Magistrate M. Mudashiru did not take the suspect's plea due to the jurisdictional issues and set the next court date for December 18. The charges include conspiracy and preventing lawful arrest, as stated by the prosecution counsel, Femi Oluwadari. Akinware and Adeshino allegedly assaulted police officers while trying to apprehend Korede Adeoye, a suspect living in their home. The suspects reportedly unleashed 4 dogs, including a pit bull and a Rottweiler, to thwart the arrest. The charges filed against them violate sections 332 and 516 of the Criminal Code Laws of Oyo State 2000. Section 332 specifies a penalty of life imprisonment for those found guilty of obstructing justice. This case highlights ongoing concerns about public safety and the treatment of law enforcement in the region. The court's ruling underscores the seriousness of the allegations and potential consequences for the accused. The National Examinations Council has released the results of the June-July 2024 Senior School Certificate Examination with 60.54 60.55% of candidates securing 5 credits and above in English language and mathematics. The registrar of NECO, Dantani Ibrahim Wushishi, made this known while briefing journalists at the NECO headquarters today in Minna, Niger State. Wushishi disclosed that a total of 1,376,423 candidates, comprising 706,950 males and 669,473 females, registered for the exam. Regarding examination malpractice, Wushishi noted that this year's figures showed a significant reduction compared to last year. The registrar, however, revealed that 40 schools were found to be involved in mass cheating during the examination. He urged candidates who sat for the examination to visit the NECO website to assess their results. Away from Nigeria, an arrest warrant has been issued for former Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe Governor Gideon Gono after he failed to appear in court for a fraud case linked to the ownership of Valley Lodge. The case, which dates back to 2017, involves Gono's claims that local business owners Beverly Aisha Makoni and Clark Makoni fraudulently altered the lodge's directorship, asserting that he still owns it. Gono was expected to testify last week, but his absence led to the warrant's issuance. Prosecutor Sitem Biso Moyo noted that delays in the case were due to an incomplete docket that has been pending since last year, raising concerns given the public interest in the proceedings. The Maconis face charges of illegal ownership and assert that Gono is targeting them because of their business dealings and alleged ties to influential political figures. Gono's representatives, John Mashoganinka, received the warrant on his behalf but has not clarified Gono's absence or plans to address the charges. In Asia, a 10-year-old Japanese student has died after being stabbed near a school in Shenzhen, China. The boy, enrolled at the Shenzhen Japanese School, succumbed to his injuries early this morning, prompting an outcry from Japanese officials. The alleged assailant, a 44-year-old man surnamed Zong, was arrested at the scene. Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida condemned the attack as extremely despicable and urged Beijing for a prompt explanation. Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesman Lin Jian confirmed the investigation is underway and expressed regret over the incident, noting that the boy had a Japanese father and a Chinese mother. The motive for the attack remains unclear, raising concerns about rising nationalist sentiment in China. In response to the stabbing, the Japanese embassy in Beijing urged the Chinese government to enhance safety measures for foreigners. Nintendo and Pokemon Company have filed a legal case against Pocket Pair Incorporated, the developer of the survival adventure game Power World, over alleged patent infringement. The game, which quickly gained the nickname Pokemon with Guns upon its 2021 trailer release, has reportedly infringed on multiple patent rights, according to statements from Nintendo and the Pokemon Company. Following the game's launch in January, the Pokemon Company announced it would investigate claims of copycat features. Pocket Pair has not responded to requests for comment, but its CEO previously stated that Power World has passed legal checks. The lawsuit seeks an injunction to prevent further infringement and compensation for damages. Power World has become a significant success, attracting over 25 million players within a month of its release. The game involves players, known as Power Tamers, capturing and battling strange creatures called Pals, which can assist in fights or help craft supplies. Its mechanics echo those of the popular Pokemon franchise, leading to comparisons that prompted the legal action. In the United Kingdom, according to an investigation, former Harrods owner Mohammed Al-Fayed has been accused of sexually assaulting 5 women and abusing at least 15 others during his time at the luxury department store. over 20 former employees reported incidents of assault and alleged that Harold covered up the abuse. The current owners expressed their utter appall at the allegations and apologized to the victims. Al Fayed, who sold Harrods in 2010 and died last year at 94, faced multiple accusations of sexual harassment throughout his life. The documentary Al Fayed, Predator at Harrods, featured accounts from several alleged victims detailing abuse in locations such as London and Paris. One woman described being raped as a teenager in Al Fayed's Park Lane apartment. In response, Harrods emphasized its commitment to employee welfare and aims to solve claims quickly, acknowledging past failures in protecting staff during Al Fayed's ownership. In Europe, Germany has suspended new arms exports to Israel amid legal challenges regarding the compliance of such exports with humanitarian law. A senior official from the Ministry of Economy indicated that the government is facing legal and political pressure, halting the approval of export licenses. While the ministry has not officially commented, government spokesperson Stefan Herbert-Streit denied any intention of an arms export boycott against Israel. Last year, Germany approved arms exports to Israel worth €326.5 million, a tenfold increase from 2022. However, approvals have significantly dropped this year, with only €14.5 million granted from January to August 21. Of this amount, weapons categorized as weapons of war accounted for just €32,449. The German government is currently defending two legal cases related to arms exports, including one at the International Court of Justice (ICJ). It maintains that no weapons of war have been exported under any license since the October 7 Hamas attack on Israel, except for spare parts related to long-term contracts. In the Americas, New York police have arrested a 17-year-old girl for taking a joyride on an empty subway train and crashing it at Briarwood Station in Queens shortly after midnight on September 12. She faces charges of criminal mischief and reckless endangerment. The girl and an unidentified companion allegedly operated the train, causing a collision, but no injuries were reported. A search is ongoing for the second individual. Details on how they assessed the train and how far they traveled remain unclear. Surveillance images show one suspect in pink attire and the other in blue. This incident follows a similar occurrence in January at Forest Hill's 71st Avenue station, where joyriders also went unharmed. Authorities reassured the public that the train could not have left its yard without proper authorization. A Philadelphia man faces federal charges after falsely accusing a fellow fantasy football player of planning violent attacks, leading to an international investigation. 25-year-old Matthew Gabriel has pleaded guilty to 2 counts of making interstate and foreign threats, according to the U.S. Justice Department. The case began with an online disagreement, after which Gabriel anonymously tipped off Norwegian authorities, claiming his rival was planning a mass shooting during a concert in Oslo. He alleged that the player had accomplices and intended to attack multiple locations. Law enforcement in Norway and the U.S. spent 5 days investigating the unfounded threat. While under investigation, Gabriel sent another false threat to the University of Iowa, claiming the same player was threatening to blow up the school, which he also knew was untrue. Gabriel had been released on a $25,000 bond and is scheduled for sentencing in January 2025. He faces up to 5 years in prison and a $250,000 fine. U.S. Attorney Jacqueline Romero cautioned that Hawks' threats divert essential law enforcement resources and warned potential offenders to consider the consequences of their actions. In the Middle East, according to Lebanon's country's health ministry, at least 20 people have died and over 450 have been injured in a series of explosions linked to walkie-talkies. The blasts occurred primarily in areas controlled by the armed group Hezbollah, including southern Beirut and the Bekaa Valley. The explosions, which happened during funerals for victims of a previous explosion involving Hezbollah members' pages, have heightened tensions in the region. Hezbollah has accused Israel of instigating these attacks, but Israel has not responded to the claims. Israel Defense Minister Yoav Gallant announced a new phase in the war and indicated a military redeployment to the north. This escalation comes amid ongoing fears of a larger conflict following 11 months of hostilities triggered by the Israel-Hamas war in Gaza. An Israeli citizen has been arrested on suspicion of participating in an Iranian plot to assassinate Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and other officials. The suspect, a businessman with Turkish connections, was smuggled into Iran twice and allegedly met with an Iranian operative named Eddie to discuss carrying out various missions for Iran, including photographing crowded locations and threatening other Israelis. Iranian agents reportedly urged the suspect to target Netanyahu, Defense Minister Yoav Gallant, and Shin Bet chief Ronen Bar, as well as former Prime Minister Naftali Bennett, in retaliation for the killing of Hamas leader Ismail Haniyeh. The suspect demanded $1 million for his involvement and was paid €5,000 for the meetings. Now talking sports. Sevilla's new signing, Chidera Ejuke, has quickly established himself as La Liga's top dribbler, completing 17 successful dribbles in just 4 games. The Nigerian forward joined Sevilla as a free agent from Royal Antwerp and signed a 3-year deal. Despite playing in all but one league match, Ejuke's performance has outshone stars like Kylian Mbappe and Lamine Yamal, who each have 16 dribbles but have played significantly more minutes. Ejuke averages a successful dribble every 15 minutes on the pitch. In 2021, he was ranked the 3rd best dribbler globally by CIES, and he has previously represented Nigeria in international competitions. Sevilla coach Garcia Pimienta hopes Ejuke will continue this form in their upcoming match against Deportivo Alaves on Friday. Before we go, here again are the highlights. The Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, has repaired 13 of the 16 transmission towers vandalized along the Ahoada-Yenagwa 132 kV line. An arrest warrant has been issued for former Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe Governor Gideon Gono after he failed to appear in court for a fraud case linked to the ownership of Valley Lodge. In the Americas, New York police have arrested a 17-year-old girl for taking a joyride on an empty subway train and crashing it at Briarwood Station in Queens shortly after midnight on September 12. That was the world news on Radio Afinju. To view our channel, please follow us on Facebook, Radio Afinju, X, Radio Afinju, and YouTube, Afinju FM. You can also stream us live on Zeno FM at Radio Afinju. My name is Pearl Durotoye. Thanks for listening. Good afternoon.